Yo, what's up guys, it's Town. You guys just got clickbaited. I don't actually win all of my lanes. However, I do win a vast majority of my lane phases, and in the rest of the video, I'm going to explain to you guys exactly how I win a majority of my lane phases. So let's get right into it. Okay guys, so the first tip is actually going to occur before the lane phase actually starts, and that is going to be your rune choice. So in this matchup, I know that I'm playing against a ranged top laner as Gragas because I see a Jace and a Kalista, so I know either way it's going to be a ranged top laner. So I switch from Grasp of the Undying to Comet because Comet is going to help me poke out that lane a lot better versus Grasp, which I won't really be able to proc due to the fact that I'm laning a ranged top laner. And secondly, I go Second Wind instead of Bone Plating because Second Wind helps against that constant poke in lane from any ranged top laner. And as you can see, I end up going against the Kalista, and we do stomp her in this lane in large part due to our rune choices in this game. And the typical choices that you're going to be really making for runes in an individual game are going to be the difference between Bone Plating and Second Wind often, which Second Wind again works better into poke matchups, and Bone Plating is better into burst champions, a lot of assassins and stuff like that in lane phase. A lot of other small rune choices I can't necessarily get into all in one video. I will make some more detailed videos on runes in the future though, so stay tuned for that. Okay guys, so I'm going to pause a few times throughout this clip to really explain to you guys the different details of this little interaction in lane here that I think is important. So initially, I'm looking to trade with him early because as Gragas, I know that I have a heal if he deals damage to me first, and then I utilize my passive to heal. It means that essentially I'm removing some of the damage he dealt to me in the initial trade, whereas I'm dealing damage that is more permanent. So because I have that extra healing that he does not have early on in the lane, I want to allow him to damage me first and then use my Q, which will allow me to immediately heal back again because of Gragas' passive. So any champion that has healing in lane, you can often do this as your initial trade. So you're going to watch, he's going to initially deal some damage to me. I'm going to let him do the damage first, and then I use my own ability on him. That way I heal up and I win this trade. And you can see now his health bar versus my health bar, I'm significantly higher because I know that I have that early healing in lane phase. Additionally, after this trade, I'm checking to see if he has Bone Plating, and I notice that he doesn't. Now I know that he has an ability up which can dash onto me, obviously with the Yone Q3, and because of that, I go into the bush to kite him closer towards my minions. So if he starts targeting me, I can walk up and trade back, and I'll have the minions if he ends up hitting me. However, he ends up missing because I use the bush to kind of dodge it so he can't really see me, and now I go up for a free last hit again. Again, I'm continuing to poke him because I know he does not have Bone Plating, so I'm not necessarily paying attention to trading on specific timers. I'm just poking whenever I can. Now again, he has his Q3, which means I'm once again scared of this potential engage. So I'm waiting it out, and I'm accepting the fact that he has the additional pressure in lane, and he gets level 2 first. So he's going to get level 2 off of this minion, therefore I'm going to give him some respect. As soon as he uses his ability, I'm now not worried anymore. Additionally, he's trading closer to my minions, which means I have an easier time trading on him. If I was trading closer to his minion wave, I would be a lot more scared, but because I have my minion wave coming, I know he has to back off while I have the time in lane to walk up. You're going to see I make sure that my first ability is able to hit their minion. That way I get level 2, allowing me to get my dash and trade on him even more effectively. And you see I do exactly that. I trade, I even get a Grasp proc on him, and as soon as my abilities are on cooldown, I'm walking back. I'm using my ability cooldowns and trading around those. I'm trading around my rune cooldowns, and then when he has the pressure in lane because I've used my abilities, I back off immediately, as you can see, and he takes that as his turn to now trade with the minions. Now, the problem and the mistake he makes here, he walks way too far up into me where I have minions. So he's walking behind 3 ranged minions, while I have no minions of his that will target me. So I know that I can immediately walk forward here, which you see I do. He trades onto me, and because he autos me, he takes minion aggro and loses that trade significantly. Once again, he just used his dash, so I know that now that my dash is off of cooldown, he's going to either die here or have to flash away because he does not have the cooldowns, whereas I do have cooldowns. You're going to see I end up making one mistake here, which allows me to not kill him, and that's I give him his W shield. If I didn't give him his W shield, I would kill him there, but the overall trading is very important still. So to reiterate what went on in that lane, early on in the game, because I have healing, I allow him to damage me first so that I can then heal back afterwards and get a better trade early on in the lane. I'm checking to see if he has Bone Plating early, so I understand if I need to play around any of those rune cooldowns. I'm playing around my Grasp of the Undying cooldown because I want to try to obviously proc Grasp of the Undying as much as possible, so when it's up, I'm going to trade more aggressively. When he has certain spells up and I don't have my spells up, I'm backing off of the wave. And when he walks too far into my wave, I'm walking back forward because he's taking damage from my minions while I'm not taking damage from his minions. So a lot of those small details are all things that you can pay attention to in lane. And the last one that I forgot to mention is the level diff. When he had the level 2, I gave him more respect, and then when I get the level 2, I'm playing more aggressively again. So those are some of the main things that went on in this lane phase that allowed me to win it and do very well. We even managed to kill him later on in the lane, again because of this early pressure we had in the lane, allowing us to get some extra gold to kill him as well. Okay guys, so another important thing to understand is when you should back and what type of item power spikes you should back on here. So you can see I'm only 70 gold away from mana boots here, so I'm going to literally go up, hit 2 minions, and immediately recall. Recalling when you can get those extra boots or significant items in lane can allow you to win the trades very easily. And you can't always do this, but in this situation it's fine, and I'm going to show you guys why. If you look at the wave here, we each have 2 minions, but my minions are closer to his turret. That means that his 4 minions will reach my minions before my minions reach his minions. Therefore, his 6 minions will kill my 2 very quickly. Then those 6 minions will kill my 4 minions also very quickly because he has more minions than me. This will mean that I won't lose many minions because while those minions are all dying to each other, I'll have time to recall, get my item, and then come back to lane, losing almost nothing and getting a huge advantage because these boot power spikes are extremely important and allow you to trade very effectively. So then we're going to go skip forward here. We're going to see what happens. Once again, I only lost a singular minion there. Actually, I lost 0 minions. We can see literally all of those minions were alive. I have the extra item advantage, so you can see how good my trades are on Rune. Rune, of course, is very greedy here. He shouldn't have done this, but even if he didn't do this, I still would have that advantage in lane because I got that free back off. And now I'm able to, again, win those trades on him so much more effectively due to this boots back and due to my wave management. Okay guys, so I'm going to go into a range matchup now and kind of explain. So the first thing you're going to see here, he's going to walk up to auto attack me, and as he walks up to auto attack me, that's the perfect time to use abilities because obviously people are standing still when they're auto attacking. So when they auto attack for last hits or they try to auto attack you, that's when you can use the easy time to get free ability damage on here. So again, watch. As soon as I see him walking up, I can see he's clearly coming towards me. As he's coming towards me, I immediately throw my ability right when he stands still to auto attack me. That makes it very easy for my ability to land for free and for me to get that free little poke on him. Now that his ability is on cooldown because he used his first ability on me earlier, I'm going to just go for auto attacks in order to get these minions so that I can get level 2. And then when he walks up again on me, I'm going to trade with him. Now that he has the advantage for level 2, I'm going to use my first ability so that I'm a little bit closer to level 2 by getting these minions, because again, that level 2 is always something that's in my mind. And again, since he had the level 2 first, I'm allowing him to have a bit more aggression in lane, and I'm just focusing on CSing. Once again, you saw he walked up and tried to auto attack me, and when he tried to auto attack me, I once again went for the trade. Again, he's last hitting the minions here, and he's trying to push the minions. And when he's trying to push the minions, that's when I pressure and get that extra poke on him. And just through these simple little things, I was able to get significant poke on him. Now, I saw him walk away, and he was much lower health than me. What does this mean? This means he's clearly going to try to recall. So I walk up to look for his recall to stop it so that he has to stay in lane and is poked out. And once again, he is significantly poked out. You guys saw the health difference there on him versus the health on me. I have a significant advantage in lane through all of these small, just little poke advantages. So once again, utilize the fact that when they go for auto attacks or anything that makes them stand still, such as using abilities and auto attacks on minions or on you, you can easily land abilities back onto them. I traded around my meteor cooldown on this, or my comet cooldown as well here. And once people back off because they're lower, make sure that you're looking to try to stop their backs if they're low in lane, so you make them stuck here so you can continue to have an advantage in lane. Okay guys, so something I've talked about in previous videos and I'm going to reiterate again is one of the most important things about trading is understanding how jungle works. So in this type of game, I can trade more aggressively because they have the Lilia jungle, who is not a good early ganking jungler. Not to mention she usually starts blue side, meaning that she's going to go from her blue side to her red side most often, meaning she won't gank me for quite a while. This means that I'm perfectly okay with trading aggressively, and so you see I continue to make lots of aggressive trades on this Malphite, looking to kind of, 50-50 these trades. And again, I get this level advantage, and you see I trade on this level advantage, and I'm able to almost kill him here. But once again, I now see my jungler is pathing towards me. So instead of taking a normal recall like I would, I try to keep this Malphite here for as long as possible as my Yone is coming for me. And it's Yone jungle, by the way, if you guys were wondering. And so instead of actually finishing my recall, you see I stop it because, again, I see my jungle. I end up pinging him. I'm like, hey, let's go. We can go on this wave because, once again, we see the Lilia top side. We know Lilia is usually going to be there. We get a nice little flash play. And since we burned Malphite flash earlier by trading aggressively, he's not able to flash away, and my Yone gets first blood. I crash a wave under the turret, all because I understand that my jungler is pathing towards me, and enemy jungler is 1, not good at early ganks, and 2, pathing away from me due to how Lilias typically path. Okay guys, so another way that I win a lot of my lane phases is by testing stuff and losing lane. So by actually losing lane, I can learn a lot and win lane more often. So in this scenario, I'm learning Gragas. I'm not necessarily super familiar with all of his matchups yet, and so I think maybe into Aatrox I can possibly use my third ability, dash onto him while he's using his first 2 Qs. He won't hit the sweet spot because I'm on top of him, and then I walk away so that I don't get hit by the Q3 sweet spot as well, and maybe I'll win this trade. I want to see how it goes, and so I test it out. Now I go in initially, I try it out just like I theorized in my work, but he ends up winning the trade onto me. And that's perfectly okay because then I learned something from this mistake that I made. What were my mistakes here? Well, first of all, I traded with him before I was able to get a heal, as I talked about earlier on in my previous clip. So you're going to see here, I'm the one to initiate the dash onto him instead of letting him deal damage to me first. That means that I don't get any value from my heal. The second mistake is he has bone plating, meaning that since he has bone plating, getting all of these auto attacks are not going to be worth it. It'd be much more worth it to use my third ability on him and immediately run away. That way his bone plating is procced, and then I trade with him again 10 seconds later when my cooldown is back, and then that way I'm not trading against a bone plating because I can keep my bone plating up since it'll stun him initially, but instead I don't do that. So my 2 mistakes there, again, I figured out, I understand them now for the future, and I'm testing something out. And so even if this individual lane does not go well because I take a bad initial trade, I learn a lot about this matchup, which I will be able to do anytime in the future when I play against an Aatrox. Alright, that's going to do it for the video, guys. So again, to reiterate some of the main points, playing around your level 2 is extremely important in lane phase, trading around where your jungler and enemy jungler are pathing, making sure that you limit test in your matchups and actually learn how matchups are supposed to be played and sort of a lot of different things that you can test in those matchups, trade around your rune cooldowns, make sure that you're training after the enemies use abilities, rather than just running away once they use all their abilities, and make sure that you're backing on important items such as your boots.